Pak řekněte, až budu moct.
Tak můžeme začínat. We can start now.
All right, so hello everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. My name is Teresa. I'm from Prague, and I live almost without waste and sustainably. And tonight I'm gonna talk about waste-free Christmas. Just brief information about me. I am a former manager of a zero waste store and an education center called Minimum Waste. But currently I am on maternity leave with our little son, so I'm just blogging or Instagramming, taking part in webinars, and I have also my own online course about sustainable lifestyle. Oh yeah, I wanted to give a very brief introduction to the topic before we jump into Christmas. So sustainability has become quite popular recently. It is quite sexy. And I think it's because during the last couple of decades, our consumption is growing. We buy more and more things, food, energy, and that means that we produce more and more. We use more and more resources. There are more and more emissions, and eventually there is more and more waste. There's so much waste or trash that we don't know how to deal with, and therefore there's trash in the nature, on landfills, where it stays for decades or even centuries, emitting dangerous gases or emissions, and simply damaging our environment. Now there's zero waste as a movement or a lifestyle that was created as a response to our wasteful culture. And well, the aim of zero waste is to create no waste in our life. I personally don't live zero waste. I think zero is a little bit too ambitious and a little bit too extreme. So I prefer to say that I live with almost no waste and that I live sustainably. And tonight we are going to talk about Christmas, because Christmas is probably the most wasteful time of the year. It has become a feast of consumption and abundance, and we'll talk about how to change this. We will talk about, okay, I'm missing one slide, but we will talk about gifts, buying them and wrapping them. We'll talk about Christmas dinner, and lastly, we will talk about the Christmas tree. So let's start with the gifts. The marketing campaigns, which start earlier and earlier every year, I think nowadays they start maybe around September or August. You can already see the pressure on you to buy this and buy that and gift ideas. And it has created this sort of culture that we simply have to buy many gifts, and that if we don't buy gifts, where it makes us a bad person or whatever, which means or which results in two things. The first result is that people buy gifts just to buy gifts, not to buy something in order to make the other one happy. And the second thing is that like this, we get, or we maybe buy too, things that we don't want and that are completely useless for us. The thing is that with this pressure on us to buy gifts, because we simply have to buy gifts on Christmas, right? makes many people go to the shopping mall and just, grab things that are there because they think like, oh, this is cute, or oh, she's a girl, so I'll buy her this cosmetics, whatever. And they keep buying that stuff, and without thinking whether the person will find it cute too. And this is my um, um, let's say a point to rethink. When you buy gifts, always think about whether the other person will like it, not only if you like it, whether the other person will find it cute, not just if you find it cute. Because, yes, the intention to buy a gift counts, but I think what counts even more is the intention to buy a good gift, right? And also, I think it's better, I mean, quality over quantity, right? It's better to buy one good gift instead of five bad ones. Um, this is my favorite personal tip. Write your wish list, write down a list of things that you want or need, and pass it to your family members, and vice versa. Ask your family members to send you their wish list, because like this you make sure that you're going to receive something that you wanted. I mean, it's not going to be a surprise, but I believe that it's better, the joy from something that you wanted is definitely better than an unpleasant surprise from something that you didn't want, right? And of course it saves us a lot of waste from unwanted gifts. um, and if you still want to have a surprise for others, here's a couple of tips. Obviously, bearing sustainability in mind. Um, if you buy gifts, uh, make sure, or you can focus on these aspects. So it's good if the gift is local, if it's without packaging, or at least in an eco-friendly packaging, if it can be used somehow, eaten or drunk, if it's made from natural ingredients, or I forgot to put it there, if it's made from sustainable materials. So, and one more thing, I think uh, it's obviously difficult to find something that complies with all these criteria. So don't go too crazy, choose one or two criteria from this one, um, and focus on that. So my first tip for a sustainable gift is food. That's my favorite one, because food can be consumed and everyone loves food, right? So you can be sure that this is not going to be a waste. I think these like peanut butters or any kind of other butter, good quality chocolate, good salsa, special spices, teas, coffees, or anything that's maybe a little bit too fancy so that you would buy it normally or that is not that easily accessible is is a great tip for a gift. I mean, I do it every year actually. My whole family does. So food. Um, Second tip is cosmetics without packaging, and cosmetics that everyone can use. I think the greatest example is soap, just like on the picture, because we all use soap, right? Especially now in the times of COVID, we all use soap. So also that's something that will surely be used. Um, Once again, it can be either without packaging, or you can also focus on the local aspect. There are many brands here in the Czech Republic that make nice soaps, and also we can focus on the natural aspect because most of these handmade packaging-free soaps are also natural. So you got all those aspects there. Third gift is a candle, although a candle might seem like the last option. Like if you really don't know what to buy, you buy a candle, right? But I believe that candle is something that is also that everyone will use because it's always nice to light up a candle, right? A candle always makes the ambience. It always makes your home cozier. So it won't end up as a waste. And once again, there are now many local producers that make really nice and soy wax natural candles here in the Czech Republic. I have this tip for you. Um, there are actually various brands that make candles from cut wine bottles. So they take a wine bottle, they cut it, and they put the wax in, and you have this beautiful recycled candle. So that's another tip. Next tip, plants, because there's never enough plants, right? Um, and the last tip for a sustainable gift is a voucher, because experience instead of material things, that's always a great idea. Um, so these were the tips for gifts. Now we'll talk about how to wrap the gift in a sustainable way. Um, so I have a couple of ideas for you. The first idea is newspapers. If you buy newspapers, um, save them for Christmas, and you can wrap your gifts in newspaper. It looks really nice. I did it one year when you put a little bit of, I don't know, like some plants, or as in this picture, the berries. It looks really nice. Another idea is like this, how to say it, um, brown paper, or the paper that comes as part of boxes or packaging. And when you buy something online and they send it to you, many things come wrapped in this brown paper, and that's also another idea. It looks very nice with a little bit of green or red too. Um, Another very nice technique is this. It's called furoshiki. I think it comes from Japan, and it's gift or wrapping gifts with tissues. So actually, if you have an old, I don't know, T-shirt or something that you don't wear anymore, and it's nice, you can cut it in pieces and wrap your gifts in it, or you can buy special pieces of cloth made for wrapping, and reuse them every year. Um, Somehow, some of my slides are missing. I also wanted to say that maybe you also have this grandmother or grandparents who save the wrapping paper. They're always like, no, 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 don't throw it away. I'm gonna take it, and they save it for the next year. And I think it is perceived like something. Oh, what are you doing? But actually, this is very zero waste, right? Like saving the wrapping paper, if it's still okay, and you reusing it the next year. So save the wrapping paper. Now, um, let's talk about the Christmas dinner. I guess that if I say Christmas dinner, you imagine tons of food on the table and tons of leftovers that your mom will keep offering you even 5 days after Christmas until she gives up and they end up in the trash. Um, and this is not just the story of my family, this is the reality. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any data from the Czech Republic, but I found numbers from the UK, where apparently 270,000 tons of food waste or food goes to waste every year. Now, this is the kind of number that it's hard to imagine, but believe me, that's a lot. That's like a lot of food. Um, and I think this is because when you invite someone over to eat, you are super scared not to leave the people starve. So you always prepare more than it's actually needed, and even more on Christmas because it would be so embarrassing to have people starve at Christmas, right? So we all buy much more food than it's actually needed, and um, yeah, what I wanted to say was that I mean, don't be yeah, don't be scared that someone's gonna starve. I mean, I think nobody ever starved during Christmas, even if you buy a little bit less than you bought the last year. It's gonna be enough. Nobody's gonna starve, um, and I don't think the main purpose of Christmas is to overeat and feel sick. I think the main purpose is to gather and be together, right? But that's maybe a little bit too philosophical. So let's skip into tips. First thing is to plan well the Christmas meal. Don't be scared to ask your family members how much exactly do they want to eat, like how many schnitzels or how many pieces of fish or you know how many pieces of that so that you can plan your shopping and buy just enough food according to that. We started to use this technique this year. My mom already made the inquiry, so let's see how she manages if there's gonna be leftovers. um another thing oh, Another thing is don't overbuy, and that is related to the supermarkets, where before Christmas you have these special offers and Christmas offers, and many things seem to be in promotion because they want to make you buy more. You already buy a lot, but they want to make you buy even more. So be resilient, be strong when you see these special offers, and really buy only the stuff that you need that you are going to eat. Don't buy that stuff just because it's in promotion, just because it's a special offer, just because there's a discount. And the third thing is freeze. Use your freezer for the things that can be frozen, like the soup, for example, um, so that you throw them away. Because I think the thing with the Christmas food is that usually, no matter if it's a roasted turkey or fried fish, it's the thing. It's food that's kind of heavy, and that you don't really want to eat like 3 or 4 days in a row. Like it makes you disgusted on the second day already. So I think it's better to freeze it straight away. It can be frozen and leave it for later instead of throwing it in the trash bin. And last thing I wanted to mention is the Christmas tree. And there's this famous debate about real versus fake Christmas tree and which one is the most eco-friendly. Um, some people say that it is the plastic Christmas tree because it is reusable, and that's partly true because everything that can be reused is sustainable, let's say. But I have found studies that compared the fake Christmas tree to the real one. And some of the studies have found that you would have to reuse the plastic Christmas tree 20 times. That means 20 years, at least 20 years, reusing that Christmas tree so that it has the same ecological footprint as the real Christmas tree. I mean, I'm no expert. I haven't done any study myself, but I myself prefer and consider more sustainable the actual natural Christmas tree. But you have to make sure where it comes from. One option is to look at the FSC certificate, which means that the trees were grown within some standards that are good for the environment. Another thing is to buy trees that were grown locally and that were grown just the purpose of, Christmas trees, so that you don't buy a Christmas tree that was cut in the forest, but a tree that was planted for the purpose of, being sold as a Christmas tree. And another option, and that's the best option, I think, is to rent a Christmas tree. In the Czech Republic, there are several services that offer a Christmas tree rental. So you can rent your Christmas tree. It comes in a pot, and then you return it afterwards. And I think that's just perfect. So these are the options. And one more thing I wanted to mention is how to dispose of the Christmas tree after Christmas. Because that's also important, right? Because you have this Christmas tree and now what to do with it. Most cities and municipalities in the Czech Republic offer this service of like disposing of the Christmas tree for you. You just have to leave the Christmas tree next to the trash bin, the regular, like the mixed trash bin, the black one, not the recycling bin. And you leave it there, and then the trash company takes it, and they take it to the compost, so in the compost where it decomposes, and that's great, I think. So check if your municipality does this, and if it does, then make sure you leave the Christmas tree next to the black trash bin. And I think that's all from my side. And now it's time for questions if you have any. Just ask me or write them in the chat.
So maybe before anyone else starts to ask questions, I would like to use this opportunity. And I've never heard about the idea of renting the Christmas trees before. Do you have any like trusted source of Christmas trees? Can you, for example, write it here, the name of the website or of the company which provides that kind of services?
Yeah, sure. I know that one. It's Uchumna Tromku. That says it. And I mean, I've never used it because I always go to celebrate Christmas in my parents' house, and therefore we don't buy a Christmas tree in our flat, So maybe that's another sustainable option. We only have these like couple of branches that I decorated a little bit, and that's all. Because I don't know, if we are not here, why to have a Christmas tree? So that's just my opinion. But yeah, there are several websites for the Christmas tree rental.
Cool. Thank you. I'll check them out.
Anything else?
Maybe there will be some question.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, so I don't know how it works here in Czech Republic, but I know that in Poland you can like donate your Christmas tree, so it will be used
Hmm.
afterwards to, for example, I don't know, some furniture or some toys or like make over.
That's cool. I was searching for that option because I found, I think it was English or American website, and they said that some cities offer this service of, yeah, like reusing the wood from the Christmas tree for the soil and
Hmm.
in agriculture afterwards. But I don't think they do it here. But I think it's pretty good that they actually, the trash companies take the tree and you put it on the compost.
Hmm.
That's that's
That's
quite
another
good
option.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we can wait if someone would like to ask any other
Yeah,
question.
yeah, sure. Yeah, that's yeah, that's a
That's a good
problem for
one.
me as well. Like, yeah, my father is always the most difficult person. Maybe my grandfather is even worse. Um, Vouchers. I think vouchers are not even vouchers. It can be like tickets to somewhere. Like I bought tickets to a museum for my dad. Um, or the food. I think the food is always a good option.
Yeah. I would say that.
Something a little bit more fancy, like don't buy him, I don't know, like a bag of pasta or something regular. If it's something fancy, I think that's a great option. Like for my dad, I got him this. He likes spicy food, so I got him this special salsa and also avocado mayonnaise. And yeah, so food and vouchers for that.
In my case, it would be chocolate. It always works for him.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. That was last year.
Oh, or a book, which can be even used like an older edition, but
Hmm.
something special.
True, true. Yeah, that reminds me that I want to buy a book for my grandfather and still haven't done so. Thank you. Yeah.
You're welcome. Okay, I think we're just reaching the half an hour of the program that
Yeah, true.
we were prepared for. So the next meeting will be in the like mid-January, and of
Hmm.
course we will inform about it. And I hear my daughter is already scratching the door, so probably saying that it's enough.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for
Yeah.
running this
Thank
this
you.
meeting, and and from my side, I wish everyone a very Merry Christmas.
Yeah, thank you, and me too. Merry Christmas and a happy New Year to everyone.
Yes. Goodbye.
Bye.